So here's the next and the final one that we're going to take a look at, D function. This is called DCOUNT. So this one will allow us to count a specific set of records based on a condition. Now there are many different types of count functions. You got just plain old count, you got count blanks, you got count A, you got count if. This is the DCOUNT function. Take a look. And if you watch the previous two lectures on DSUM and DAverage, you're going to feel right at home on this one because it is exactly the same. Once again, the only difference is we're not summing, we're not averaging, we're now counting. All right, so I'm going to jump into my I-10 cell here, and I've just created some placeholders for me to use here. Got a category for supplies, and I now want to get a total count for how many records are related to supplies for category. All right, I'm inside of I-10, back to formulas, insert function, and I'll find the DCOUNT function. We'll go. All right, counts the cells containing numbers in the field column of records in the database that match the conditions you specify. So this is going to count numbers. I'll hit OK. All right, just like before, database, first step, A1 down to F59. Remember, Control-Shift down arrow, Control-Shift right arrow, select your data. My field, well, what is it that I want to count? Remember, what is the DCOUNT function count? Can I count the division or categories? Nope. The DCOUNT function counts numbers. So I'm going to tell it to, once again, count the total expenses because that's a numeric column. My criteria. Well, once again, I don't want to count all the total expenses. I only want to count where the category is supplies. So I'll use my header and my criteria section right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And I've got 4. 4 of these records match supplies. And I think they might be all the same. Let's try changing this to advertising. Make sure I spell that right. 4 once again. Let's try another one. Let's try rent. 4 once again. I think they all have 4 in there. But we're now able to dynamically count a group of records based on a condition. So we got 3 of them there. DSUM, DAverage, DCOUNT. Jump into your formulas and insert function and see if you can find any other D functions, because I bet you will. But try this one out first. Jump into the exercise file, go to list functions, and count the number of records that contain some category, whether it's supplies or rent or software or overhead, whatever it is. Your magic number when it gets back to you should be 4. Try it out.